Man, the Natural Man Show. There goes a dog running down the road this morning. He must have escaped his pen. Sometimes around my little neighborhood we have dogs that you can tell they just got off their chain or they escaped from their pen. They just go on these joy runs and they're all happy. You know, they're like children. You know, it's nice to watch. Today, this is video 7, I believe, on my prevent and reverse heart disease series. Today, I wanted to talk more about the food program because, you know, we've talked about a lot of the herbs that are going to help you with heart disease and exercise and all those things. And while herbs and exercise are very powerful healing tools, if you don't get the diet right, you'll never get full healing. Now we're talking about someone that has severe heart disease and people who want to prevent heart disease. Today I want to go over a few guidelines for people that have severe heart disease currently and they want to reverse it so they don't have to worry about taking drugs the rest of their life and getting surgeries and stents and all these things. Now, this diet is going to be strict, but I think I've told you before that to reverse a severe illness naturally, you're going to have to be more aggressive than the disease with your natural healing routines, okay? The natural healing routines have to be more aggressive than the disease. And heart disease is very aggressive. So here are some of the guidelines from Dr. Esselstyn that has clinically been reversing heart disease for probably 30 years. But the patients have to follow this diet very closely. Okay, number 1, no oils. Oils cause vasoconstriction, which means your arteries constrict, your veins constrict. This increases your blood pressure. He also found that oils injure the arterial endothelium, the lining of your arteries. Hidden fats may also be called hydrogenated fats, mono and diglycerides, or lecithin. Of course, you have to look at your processed food labels, but there's another thing we have to get into. We're not going to be eating any processed foods. We're going to be eating all whole foods, all whole plant foods. Number 2 is eat starches. No starchy vegetables and a max of 3 fruits a day. Starches are important for satiation so you don't get hungry. Being hungry is not sustainable. Starches are potatoes, sweet potatoes, beans, peas, lentils, winter squash, and 100% whole grains. And you're going to make all these with no added oils or salt or anything. Also, 6 times a day, you eat a fist-size cooked serving of high nitrate vegetables with a few drops of balsamic vinegar or other vinegar. You do this 6 times spaced throughout the day from breakfast to bedtime. The reason he wants you to do this because when you eat high nitrate vegetables, your body produces nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a very powerful vasodilator. Your arteries will dilate to the fullest when you eat a high nitrate vegetable with balsamic vinegar or apple cider vinegar or vinegar of your choice. Examples of these vegetables are bok choy, collards, mustard greens, turnip greens, Napa cabbage, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, cilantro, parsley, and asparagus. He wants you to avoid all smoothies and juices. Now, that's his recommendation. I don't avoid them, but he wants you to avoid all high fat foods like nuts, nut butters, coconut, olives, avocado, even tofu, coconut, and seeds. Avoid all processed sugars like agave and maple syrup, and avoid caffeinated coffee. He's found that caffeine also damages the endothelium lining of the arteries. And avoid salt and cooking at the table. A lot of these recommendations I was taught at the herbal school I graduated from as well. The salt thing, and they recommended finding other ways to season your food like herbs and spices. There also are salt substitutes on the market like potassium salt, things like that. So, and of course, other things he wants you to do on the diet, of course, it's a plant-based diet. You have to avoid all animal foods, all meats, all dairy, all those things. They found they damage the endothelial lining, they clog the arteries. This is a heart disease reversal diet, so yes, it has to be strict. You can also follow a similar diet to prevent heart disease from ever developing. But if you don't have heart disease already, you can be a little more liberal. You can have things like avocados and nuts on occasion. But this is the reversal diet. Now, it's hard to make a video about the way you're supposed to eat to reverse heart disease because most of us have lived our whole lives eating the standard American diet. So this is like very alien to us, okay? So I highly recommend that if you really want to reverse your heart disease, to get his books, Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease. There's another one from Dr. Joel Fuhrman. And I also highly recommend, if you're really going to commit to this lifestyle, get some cookbooks that are based around this lifestyle. Esselstyn has a cookbook. I believe Forks Over Knives have cookbooks, and they follow the same philosophy. And I think there's another doctor, Dr. Dean Ornish is one of the first doctors that figured out you can reverse heart disease through diet. And Dr. Neil, I can't think of his name. I think it's Dr. Neil Bernard is another doctor that follows a very similar philosophy. And of course the philosophy at our herbal school is very similar. So anyway, I'm not trying to confuse anybody. I mean, if you have questions, feel free to ask me, because it takes time to learn this new lifestyle and to get it right, and there's nothing wrong with that because you're just beginning on it if you've never done anything like this. I mean, the typical American diet is horrible, so we have to relearn how to walk again, so to speak. So you can ask me, you can get some of these books, you can even email Dr. Esselstyn if you want to. So I hope this video has been helpful, and I hope you liked it. I hope you share it. I hope you subscribe to my channel. Check out my page, danthenaturalman.com, and remember, until next time, keep it natural.